The latest in the Gayest podcast is intended for listening by adult members of the LGBTQIA plus community and their allies. Discussions may contain material not suitable for folks under the age of 18. Listener discretion is advised.
This week, we deal with the fallout of the Vivienne's fast food fight.
And we break out some beloved historic battles. All this and more on the latest.
And the Gayest. And we're back. Good morning, everybody. How is everybody doing today?
Miss Honey.
Oh my god, have you seen that video where it's like, good afternoon, boys and girls. Shut the fuck up. Have you ever seen that video?
I think so.
It's like this kid and she goes like, you have to leave. Fuck you. That is how I feel sometimes when I walk into work and I'm just like,
Yeah, well, and then there's like that one coworker that's like a little bit too peppy.
see, that's usually me.
You're the peppy coworker.
Well, no, I'm not even peppy. I'm more like antagonistic, I would say, honestly, because like I'm the one that's like coming in like in the middle of the day. Because like
Oh,
everyone comes in like really early, like at 6, and I come in at like 10. So
yeah.
I stroll in. I just had breakfast. I'm like 5 minutes late. I have my ice like Dunkin', and I'm like, "Good morning, everybody."
Hey guys! And everybody else has been up since like 5 a.m.
Yeah, and they like, something like a customer like dropped their cake and
Yeah.
uh like got pissy about it, and so they had to redo it and blah blah blah. It was like a whole day, and
Yeah. Like,
the
well, let's get to it then.
yeah, like the power went out in the morning. They had to reset all the pilots, and they're all just out of bed. And I'm like, hey guys, guess what?
Let's get to that fuse box.
Let's get to that. I also love saying the most random shit. Sometimes when I remember one time I walked into work, I was like, "Good morning, everybody. Did you know that the CIA killed JFK?" My coworker was like, my
Oh,
coworker turned and she was like, "Turn around and say like, come back in and say something else. I can't handle your shit today."
that's a that. Well, let's do a take two. That's we
Yeah,
can we do a take two on this
yeah.
entry? That's a no for me.
So basically, like, so yeah, those aren't the lines. You're in the wrong scene.
Yeah, this is actually the wrong. This is the wrong stage. You're
This
on
is the
the
wrong
wrong.
set.
This is the wrong country.
Hey, you actually don't work here.
Sir, this is a Best Buy.
This is a Best Buy, and we're closed. And and you're not coming in. I'm catching you stealing.
Yeah, you can I clearly see that you have a Nintendo Switch shoved up your asshole.
No, but I came in with that though.
Oh, that's true.
Because where
Because
else am I
you
gonna put it?
always keep one on handy just in case.
I keep that thing on me, yeah, for
Oh
self.
yeah. Well, I mean the handles of the Nintendo Switch are pretty, they're slender.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, actually, you
the
probably
the
could get one up
the
there.
the tough part would probably be like the console itself, but
For some of these girls, that is
ah,
probably they could
you're
do the whole thing.
like
They could get.
for some of these amateurs, it might be, but I think I've
For
got this
seasoned
one in
professionals.
the bag. I think I've got this one. Oh my
Once you
god.
got this one. Speaking
Yeah.
of, welcome to the latest and the gayest with me,
Heyo.
one half of your hosts, Josh, and the other half right there,
Hey, what's up? It's Alex.
Alex.
Thank you so much for joining us. I
What?
think I've finally gotten my lighting situation figured out
Ooh,
where I know, right? Now it can be like sunny outside, and I've actually figured out a way to not have like a constant beam of light just covering up half
on
my
half of your
face.
face. Look like
Yeah, exactly. This is like such a I still haven't bought blackout curtains, by the way, which I keep saying I'm gonna do, but I don't know if it's ever gonna happen. But I took the shirt that I wear to bed as like a pajama shirt, which is
mm-hmm,
just like a really loose, like a really baggy t-shirt. It's a
mm-hmm,
black t-shirt, and I kind of just like shoved it in like my blinds
mm-hmm.
in like the little strip down the middle that like separates my blinds, and then I make sure that my sound thing is tilted a little bit more to the right. Well,
Mm-hmm.
y'all's is right, my left probably. But it at least keeps a little bit more of the light off my face, so now I can actually have a proper setup. Oh. But
Really. I well, here's the thing too about something about blackout curtains that no one tells you. I think you need to have like regular curtains behind them,
mm,
or else they won't work as well. And also, they will start to fade.
that's true.
They don't stay blackout curtains forever. Because I
I
got
had
ones, and
oh yeah.
they didn't work after a while.
I had my senior year of college, I had a roommate who bought blackout curtains for her room,
Mm,
and that shit, like, she had curtains behind them so it actually worked, but like
mm-hmm,
those shits were intense because, and actually I saw a TikTok recently that said part of the reason why people sleep better when it's colder in a room than it is when it's like boiling hot in a room and you're like
mm-hmm,
sweating like crazy is because, like, to actually like fall asleep and stay asleep, people recommend trying to get your room like as cold as possible,
mm-hmm,
and like, make sure that it's as dark as possible, so like close those curtains, crank that AC down to like 62,
mm-hmm.
like really just go for it. And that's what I do, and it doesn't always work because I just don't sleep that well in general.
Mm.
But I think it
Those
does,
things do help.
there's some merit to it. But
Is it because
yeah.
like we used to live in caves, and so like the cold and the dark?
Yeah, and that, yeah, the guy actually, he was like, it you got to make your room almost like a cave, because that will
Mm,
actually, like, the darkness and the all the coldness, your body temperature is going to want to rise, so
mm,
you got to like balance that out,
okay,
and
okay, okay.
you'll like stay asleep instead
Interesting.
of, yeah. I don't know if that's 100% true, but again, I also just have trouble sleeping in general. Like, I whenever I travel, I I just don't, like, for the first night or so, I just don't sleep.
Oh God.
I have such a hard time falling asleep when I travel, because even if it's literally just like for, a couple days, if I, or even just like an overnight somewhere, I will it will take me a good like 2.5, 3 hours to actually like fall asleep.
Oh my
And
God.
yeah, no, like when we went to Conan Gray in Boston,
Mm-hmm.
I I rented a hotel room for the night, and I fully, like, even though I had the curtains drawn, white noise, fan in my face, which is like
I
usually
let them.
how I
Yeah,
sleep
yeah,
in
yeah.
general, didn't work.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And that's not even that far. It's just like from Connecticut to Boston.
Exactly. Well, I mean, Connecticut to Boston's like 2.5 hours, kind of, depending on
That's
traffic.
fair. Mm,
It's like, yeah, it depend. I feel like it just depends on how much traffic there is.
yeah.
Because there were times I could get from Providence to Connecticut in like an hour and a half if I was lucky.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, all this sleep talking is getting me
Yeah.
ready
We're
to.
just, yeah, the whole rest of this podcast is just gonna be like the YouTube video will just be us like fully. No, I don't. I've been told. Well, it's funny. I I don't think I snore, but I've been told that I snore. But that's also coming from my significant other, who snores like a freight train.
No.
Lance, I love you, but you
Well,
snore very loudly.
even because you guys have separate rooms, so like, does you hear
We
it from like
do.
down the hall?
No, luckily, well, because it should, no, luckily. So for those of you listening, yes, my boyfriend and I sleep in separate rooms in our apartment. It is not
Because you're unmarried and
because,
you're not a harlot.
yeah, no. Um, we chose this, and this is like kind of a long story, so I'll just like dumb it down as much as possible. We
Mm-hmm.
chose this because we're both introverts, and we both kind of wanted like our own little space to decompress.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if we had one shared bedroom, the amount of like clothing and like shit that he leaves everywhere, I probably would have strangled him by
Oh
now.
no.
So I think it is honestly for the best that we like sleep in separate rooms because that means I can also get a good night's sleep and
Allegedly.
deal with his antics in the morning.
That makes sense.
But
I
you
can
know, so much love, so much compassion.
love is in the air.
Oh yes. And speaking of love, let's take a break.
Okay, goodbye.
And welcome back. And now it is time to talk about some of the most recent events in the news. We're gonna quandarize them. We're going to
Question.
question them. And I've run out of cue words,
And we're gonna do
so
it clearly.
we are going to do it very clearly. So let's just get into some queer quandaries. All right, let's get into some news.
Let's get into
So
it.
I like, I was contemplating
Mm-hmm.
both of my stories this week are actually pretty depressing, but
Yeah, sorry. Me
I'm
too.
gonna I'm gonna get the more depressing one kind of just out of the way.
Oh, wait, oh god, yeah.
Yeah, so we're starting with a pretty gnarly one. Um, recently on this month in on June 3rd in Kentucky, a two alleged members of the KKK were at a LGBTQ plus rights rally, and one of them pulled a gun on a small crowd of people at the event. Police on the scene, however, didn't arrest them, according to the report obtained by the site Raw Story. The news reports that one of the men handing out KKK recruitment cards was identified in the report as Kenneth Hutton. Um, he'd previously worked for Corbin's city government. The other man was identified as Clayton Segbart, whatever.
Okay,
Um,
by the way.
yeah, in the call for service report, the Corbin Police Department detailed the situation um, as it's followed by a the male has a gun out at 2:21 p.m. It's followed by a description of the gun, and then later stated both males were there with weapons, referring sorry, my notes are again scrambled.
You're good.
They were so, but anyway, they obviously were not arrested
Boo.
because the police believed that they were within their rights to uh have the weapons, and technically, I guess because they didn't like shoot anybody, that like wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, but I'm I'm also not the law, but
But also is the law very
yeah, well, and also in Kentucky, I feel like, they're not exactly the prime example of what a state should be in
yeah,
terms of, queer leadership and
and liberation
activism.
and safety.
Yeah, exactly. Because if they're letting shit like this fly, imagine, just imagine what else is going on down there.
We also, for some reason, the government treats like being a member of the KKK as like a Costco membership. But
Oh
it's
my
really like
God.
I feel like you shouldn't be allowed to be linked to like known hate groups
Mm.
and like own firearms. I don't know.
I feel
Maybe that's my liberal mind.
the liberal media.
Yeah, but like I don't know, something about the KKK having guns. I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean they're hello.
Sorry.
They're a known like terrorist like group.
Terroristic organization, yeah, and so, like
So in it's it's clear that if oh my god, I saw this video where somebody was saying how if somebody wants to, we should treat the how it is to like get a gun
mhm,
like how what a woman has to go through to get an abortion.
mm,
Like you
or
have
even
to
better
you
yet,
have to
to get, like,
pass.
even, like, basic birth control.
Yeah,
I mean,
like you have to go through a whole bunch of tests. You have to do a background check. You have to do this, that, and the other thing. Like for those of you who don't know, there's like 5 million steps you have to go through before you can get an abortion. And people are saying like if you have like a history of mental illness or something like that, it's like, mm, so but yeah, it's like maybe we should start treating, gun laws like that, and then people will, finally understand why we don't exactly trust some of y'all with these things.
Yeah, it should be more like, it should be it should be hard to get a gun than it is to get an abortion,
Yeah,
and it shouldn't be, like,
which
as easy as getting a Big Mac through the drive-through.
currently it is easier to get a gun than it is to get an abortion.
Yeah, in some
Anyway,
states. Anyways, for our next, news, I suppose. Drag Race UK season 1 winner, the Vivienne, was according to their Twitter, was attacked inside a McDonald's.
I saw this.
I think this is 2 days ago. And then today is June 18th. So how because I can find any like, articles about it, but like I saw the live tweeting basically.
Mm,
Someone attacked Vivienne in the McDonald's. Where is it? She didn't say where, but she just said McDonald's.
yeah.
And so basically, what happened, they were attacked. Vivian didn't retaliate. I don't say unfortunately, but like that's how the situation went down. But
Hmm.
local police were eventually able to like apprehend the perpetrator, and the McDonald's people, like the staff, were very helpful in the whole process. They were able to like get the whole thing under wraps.
Oh,
Like
nice.
as
Okay,
I said, the what's it called? The individual had been apprehended and arrested. So
good.
luckily, like swift
Swift justice
swift
was
justice. Well,
inflicted.
I don't know about like how things happen in the UK. I don't know how long it's gonna be until they're actually gonna be booked and charged and
Yeah,
packed
put
away.
on trial or whatever.
Yeah, whatever the
Yeah,
UK does. The UK is funky with all their law. Like I know like they have like different like speech laws. They have different. They have just different. It's just
yeah.
different. But like
It's
so
their
nasty.
thing. It's whatever.
For our last story, um, on this past Friday, Washington announced that they are imposing visa restrictions on Uganda, primarily for their anti-LGBTQ laws.
Hmm.
As you know, we've been talking about the laws in Uganda have become very hostile. Like, there's some like threats of like death penalties and like
Hmm.
encouraging people to like basically out their neighbors. And just creating a very hostile, unsafe environment
Yeah,
for people in
very
Uganda.
see something, say something, but not in a
Yeah,
positive way.
yeah, but in a gay way.
Yeah,
So, kind of as like in a direct response to that, State Department is like, "Hey, we're gonna like limit how many people are gonna be able to come to this country because we do not want to invite any of that energy over." Basically, I think is like
yeah,
the sentiment, and also
yeah,
it's kind of to like uh try to put political pressure on the powers that be in Uganda to like cut that shit out.
yeah.
Which I guess I don't know if it's like a give and take kind of news. It's like not. I'm glad that they're doing it. I'm glad that they're taking a stance. I'm glad that they're making moves to like.
Hmm.
But it's a complicated thing. I don't like
Yeah,
it's layers. I don't. I like
and
that they're making this action. I don't like we have that much power over another country to like.
yeah,
That's something as
because
simple as to restrict their
well,
visas.
and now like people from Uganda, if they're like if queer people from Uganda want to like from over
evacuate.
here, yeah, it's gonna be like super difficult.
Hmm.
So that's a whole thing in and of itself.
It's
But
like a whole comp. It's but I mean, I
when
suppose
when when has the State Department ever made anything easy?
no. When is the statement? When has the government ever been easy? Honestly,
Yeah,
I'd be so good at the government.
you want to run for president?
No, I'd be a great senator.
Okay. Do you think you would you get like have a senator sex scandal maybe?
That's how I got
Like
elected.
but you blew one of the interns.
I blew all the voters.
Oh, there you go.
It's like like the like little booth.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You
Oh,
they go
cool.
they
This is
they
very
go
cool.
in to punch the ballot and
Mhm.
then instead you're there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, like here punch yeah, I'm not even gonna I
yeah. And
this
instead of like the booth, it's instead of like a ballot, it's just my ass.
yeah, the ballot yeah, and oh my God. Oh, anyway,
Anyway,
speaking of
elections, free
political
and fair election.
political interns, let's take a break.
Let's take a break.
And we are back. And now it is time to get into everyone's favorite 5 minute pop culture pussy poppin' title pending segment. Let's get into it. This week, while the trailer has yet to be released, we finally got a first look at the Red, White, and Royal Blue movie. In an interview with GQ magazine, actors Taylor Zakar Perez and Nicholas Galitzine discussed everything from their audition process to the more intimate scenes between the two.
Ooh.
We also got to see some pictures from the film, including our first look as Uma Thurman as the first female president of the United States, to an intimate moment in a museum leading to a steamy kiss. Something tells me we're in for a hot summer. Wink, wink. Next up, this week it was announced that gay icon George Michael will be getting his very own Netflix documentary entitled Wham! The film will follow the story of the band, first when they were together, responsible for such hits as Wake Me Up Before You Go Go and Last Christmas, going from their 4 years as best friends in Wham! To their last gig ever at Wembley Stadium. So be sure to catch Wham! A George Michael documentary only on Netflix. Next up, it was announced that the highly anticipated movie Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse was set to
So
premiere.
good.
I still have yet to see it, but I'm
So good.
very excited to do so. It was set to premiere in the United Arab Emirates, but due to a scene where there's a sign in the background that says "Protect Trans Kids," it was banned. This is not incredibly shocking because in the United Arab Emirates, any movies with LGBTQ plus scenes, no matter how minimal, have regularly been banned from being released in countries kind of like this. A lot of fans also suggest that part of it may be due to the fact that a lot of fans believe that Gwen Stacy is actually trans herself. Nevertheless, can't wait to see the movie. Next up, British Vogue recently announced that it would be having such stars as Janelle Monáe, Miriam Margolyes,
Ooh.
Rina Sawayama, Mona Terragard, Bella Ramsey, Ncuti Gatwa, Emma Darcy, Lady Phil, and many more appearing on the June 20th edition of the magazine for Pride Month, talking about things like how being gay is considered criminal in some countries, being pansexual, Bella Ramsey's time on The Last of Us and the reaction to them coming out, and so much more. So be sure to look out for this month's edition of British Vogue hitting newsstands and the internet, available on June 20th, which should be the day that this comes out, actually. So
Sick.
go get a copy. And last but not least, Heartstopper fans all over the world are going, aww,
Let me
because
guess. Let me guess.
this this past week at Netflix's Tudum Global Fan Event, we got to see a very first exclusive look into the first scene of episode 1 of season 2 of Heartstopper. In the scene, we get to see Nick and Charlie texting back and forth like crazy before school and their adorable reunion walking into class. Needless to say, fans could not be more excited, so get ready for Heartstopper Season 2 premiering August 3rd only on Netflix. And with that,
August.
we'll be back.
Birthday.
Hey, at least you still have a month.
I
You
do. I have a month.
just enjoy
I have a month of peace.
just enjoy the month of July before the Heartstopper fans are going feral.
They already are.
Ah,
They already are. And we are back. Oh my goodness. What a
wow,
wonderful, smooth transition that had no problems. With no
absolutely
technical
not
difficulties at all whatsoever.
whatsoever. We're so in sync right now. It's honestly
We
insane.
are. It is insane. I'm just for other people for not being us. It's crazy. Um, however, wonderful trend we've been seeing on the internet recently is we people talk about historic battles
Yes.
without googling it.
Now, for those of you who don't already know, we do Joshua and I enjoy Twitter quite a bit,
Oh yeah,
and we steal
I'm
from
a
it
hater.
constantly. And today
Oh
is
yeah,
no exception.
not at all.
So, we're going to tell you some of our favorite famous historic battles without googling them. Although a little bit of internet work did go into this when
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
researching the topic, but it's, we didn't use Google.
We
So,
didn't use Google. No, I used Twitter. I used Instagram, and I used
I
my
just
own.
use Twitter, but hey. Anyway, first historic battle that I have is the iconic moment of Tyra Banks screaming at that model. I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for
Oh
you.
my
How
god!
dare you? You
When I
have
scream,
no I you have no idea what it's like to grow up the way I just don't think you're being fair, Tyra. Oh my god. That I think that kind of set the precedent for so much this is like a reaction to end all reactions.
oh my god! Wait a minute. How did we miss last week? Tyra Banks the musical.
Oh, that would have been oh my god. We could have done like the talk show.
Oh
Like
my god!
The Tyra Banks talk show where people were like calling her fat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then the obviously America's Next Top. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
and then like
put like June Jambalaya on like a fucking on top of a crocodile juggling fire in a Gucci dress with like a flamingo on her head. And if you
oh
don't,
god.
and if you fall, you're like suspended above a bed of nails. And if you fall and get punctured, you are eliminated.
And not going to the hospital.
No, we are not paying for your medical bills.
And see, also, you know how like in the like in Kardashian the musicals, there's the Black China part.
Yeah.
It'd be like that, except the it'd be Naomi Campbell.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Oh,
That would be incredible. That would be
brutal. It'd
incredible.
be. I think it'd be very contra. I don't think the Drag Race producers would ever go that far, but
I would hope
or
not.
maybe if they did that, if they did Black China in the Kardashian musical, they might.
Who knows? Who knows?
That we they need to honestly. I have some good idea. I need let me talk to Rui real quick. I got her on
We're
the phone. Let me,
we'll hit up the producers after this.
well, speaking of which, one of my famous historical battles. I don't know if you were here for this, but remember when Azalea Banks kind of like just went after RuPaul because Ru sampled the Big Big Beat on Call Me Mother.
Oh really?
You don't know about this?
I don't.
Oh my god! Like Call Me
Oh.
Mother's taken off of iTunes for like a day or two or something like that.
Oh, was
It
it
was just
really?
whole thing. Oh my god! Yes.
I did not know about
Where's
this.
Spotify? I don't know. Yeah, like is because
Well,
I
I
think
mean, shocker of the century, Azalea Banks is mad about something.
yeah, 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 of course, of course. But this is like the is or isn't confirmed. But, like it's pretty obvious that like Call Me Weather and Big Big Beat are very similar songs and like
Hmm.
how they're produced.
Yeah,
Um and Azalea Banks just like called it out and then like she does the thing that she does. She has a point and that's fair, but then she just doesn't handle it in a way that is constructive. Like there are ways to get like songwriting credits and there's a way to be like, hey, like I think you sampled my song without crediting me. You need to like do something
yeah.
about it.
This,
But like
yeah.
she started going after all these. Like I think Shea Coulee and Monet Exchange like entered the fray
Ah!
and it became this whole thing. This whole thing.
Oh my god.
It was crazy. I can't remember. I remember witnessing it live. I was like,
Holy shit.
damn.
That's, yeah. But I mean, literally anything will get Azalea Banks fired up.
Oh yeah.
But
That's why we love
anyway,
her.
my next one is the Babadook versus
Mm,
Netflix. For those of you who don't
slay.
know, there's a movie called The Babadook, which is supposed to be a horror movie. And
Mhm.
Netflix accidentally, whoever was in charge of like categorizing movies for Netflix, accidentally put The Babadook under the LGBTQ plus section for Netflix instead of horror.
Oh my
So
god.
the Babadook just kind of became this like gay icon, like by accident. And now everyone just has like now there's just like
uh
photos like of the Babadook behind like pride flags and everything.
oh yeah,
Just
yeah,
like
yeah. Like
happy Pride Month
it
from the Babadook.
as the
And it's
Babadook like doing their entrance line for Drag Race, like
yes.
I'm here to show people I still got it.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's
I haven't I still haven't seen the movie by the way, but
irrelevant. The movie's irrelevant.
it
Any lore around the Babadook is irrelevant. They're gay now.
the Babadook is just we've kind of adopted the Babadook and in the Fruity family. So
In the Fruity
in the Alphabet
and
Mafia,
Alphabet
yeah.
Mafia, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Anyway.
beautiful. Another like crazy one. It wasn't even like that bad, honestly. I
Mhm.
just remember how like pathetic it was. It was Perez Hilton versus Charlie D'Amelio.
Oh wait, I remember this.
I remember being like,
I remember this.
why is this
Ah!
like 40 or 50 something year old man attacking a TikTok star? And he kept harassing and
Oh
like
my god.
going after for some reason. I can't remember what the beef was. But then like he get like his TikTok was banned. And he's just
Mhm.
crying on Instagram, be like, Charlie, you're the only one that can help me. Like you gotta like tell TikTok to give me my and they just paid him dust. Like
Yeah.
they like the D'Amelios were like, I pretend I
First
do not
off,
see.
who it's like it's like fucking it's like in the Bible when in Peter is like shunning. The only reason I know this is because of South Park.
Mm-hmm.
Let me make
I was
that
gonna say we're
clear.
quoting the Bible.
No, no, no. But yeah, that I mean Perez Hilton just like his time's up. It's
Oh,
over.
yeah.
Give it up. Go away.
Loki didn't Loki's time he never
I mean,
started
he
King of the
never was there to begin with,
Yeah, yeah.
but it genuinely just I and again, she's like a 16-year-old girl.
And you as like a grown man are starting beef with
A
like a TikTok
50-year-old man.
really
Yeah,
gross, 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 gross. So, but just like how
truly.
like pathetic and sad he was that his TikTok was getting banned, but he could just made another, and like it's so
Literally.
he just was so like I said, pathetic. It was
Yeah,
pathetic. It's like
absolutely.
have some self respect, please.
But that
Anyways,
not possible.
yeah.
Um okay, next up is I think this is actually so speaking of June Jambalaya,
Oh no.
June. So the next historic battle will be June Jambalaya from season 14 of RuPaul's Drag Race
Oh god.
versus the chocolate bar. That fucking chocolate bar sent these queens through a whirlwind of emotions. Like these poor girls, every time they thought, like, maybe I'll be the lucky one.
Well,
And it wasn't even until Bosco
because
that
okay, so
was
I'm not.
like about to get it that we
I don't want to be
finally
like.
who found the chocolate bar.
I don't want to be that like drag race is rigged kind of girly. I don't want to be her.
Yeah.
But there's no way that they're gonna leave it like actually up to chance, in my opinion.
Oh, probably not.
So it's probably like they gave you a chocolate bar and that's how they decided if they're gonna save you or not. Um,
They because like what if June had had the chocolate bar?
well, because
Like
then
it
it
would
would
have
they
been
would be
over episode 1.
so there was no way that June would have been saved, and
Yeah,
June had to get up on that stage and be like,
it's chocolate.
"Ah, it. What if it's chocolate? Oh boy!"
I
But like,
wonder.
there's no way.
Yeah,
There's no way it could have happened for her.
I wonder, will this be gold? Let's find
Hmm.
out. Oh,
It's the
darn.
same energy as like the Queens with the Fame games. It's like you get eliminated. It's to be like yeah, like because for me, I'd be like I'm pissed. Like I just got eliminated
Yeah,
from Drag Race, and I'm like I
I'm
can
here to
still
serve it.
on serve social media on the Fierce Tab Fame games. I lost, but
I'm here.
the Fame games.
I may have gotten eliminated by somebody who I considered a dear friend, but I'm here to slay.
I
This
wasted
a hundred. I
$115,000 on these looks,
exactly,
and
but
I
I'll
can't even make half of that back with the Fame games. But
and I'm probably not going to be able to pay my rent for a couple months, but
yeah, and
I'll have the fame games.
I'll be the
Diva.
queen of the Fame game, or unless you're hiding buzzing.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Anyways,
Anyway,
our next one. I this is kind of like not necessarily like an obvious choice, but I think a choice that like I stand by.
yeah.
I'm gonna say like Netflix versus Blockbuster
Ah,
because when Netflix pivoted to like online streaming,
yeah.
it changed everything.
Oh, absolutely.
Because
Yeah,
no one, when Netflix was all
because
about the mail, no one
they
gave a
used. I feel like kids today, they don't know that Netflix used to be a service where you would rent movies while it, even though it was on the internet, you would rent the movies and they would send them to you. And you would watch them on
mail.
your DVD player in your home.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, it
Like
was a whole thing. And then they changed their format.
the death of Blockbuster was
Oh
such a
my
cultural
God.
phenomenon, and
It really
like
is.
famous historical battle. It was a battle, but it's a battle that Blockbuster was not gonna. It could have
Oh,
ever.
they knew darn tootin' that they were going down,
Hmm.
and they did they I think they kind of just like they didn't even try to go down without a fight. They just were like, you know what,
Well, because yeah,
white flag,
honestly,
it's
like
done.
what, like this is like I don't want this to become like economics,
Hmm.
but it would have probably been way too expensive to like sell all their properties or like
Yeah,
fire all these because they did fire all these people to get rid of all these properties,
yeah,
or like, but like also like I don't know if they own all these buildings. They could have been renting some of these buildings, so they
that's
could
true.
they. Oh my god, it's like a whole like that must have
Yeah,
been like a
because
nightmare.
the one that was in the hometown that I grew up in, my hometown, the one that used to be a Blockbuster, is now I think now it's like a Verizon store, but it it yeah, it was like it was a whole thing, and people still remember it as a Blockbuster. But yeah,
Where was our blockbuster?
that was a moment in time. Um,
Oh, I would
anyway,
watch a 3 hour video about the downfall of Blockbuster on YouTube.
they're doing there's they're saying that the same is happening with Bed Bath and Beyond.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
they're
Bed Bath and Beyond's dying.
Bed
Yeah.
Bath and yeah, they are closing all of their stores. Like
Mm-hmm.
literally it's
In
Bed
peace.
Bath and Beyond is done. Which is I'm actually sad about that because when I was in college, that's where I got a lot of my shit.
Mm-hmm.
They were a good store, but anyway.
Wait, so we have okay, so Bed Bath and Beyond's dead, but do we still have Bath and Body Works?
Oh, yeah, they're not going anywhere.
Okay, good.
Bath and Body Works ain't going anywhere, but Bed Bath and Beyond is Dunzo.
Dunzo.
Anyway,
Rest in peace,
um,
Diva.
quick honorable mention before my last one. Nick Nelson versus the Pen in Heartstopper.
The
If you
pen.
remember in the beginning of Heartstopper, when Nick and Charlie are first kind of meeting, he Nick comes up to him one day because he like a pen exploded on him, and he has like those blue hands, and he's like, "Can you help me? A pen exploded on me."
Aw.
Yeah, so honorable mention, Nick Nelson, in celebration of Heartstopper. But my final pick, this is a battle that has been going on for centuries. This isn't even like a recent thing. This is a continuous battle that has been fought generation after generation. And I think everybody's like it's just it's crazy. But my final historical battle is any man versus the clitoris. Now, the clitoris
Damn.
is, you know,
Elusive.
it is a mystery to straight men. It
It's a
is
mystery to me.
to half of them it doesn't even exist. Like they know they've been told it's like Medusa or like the sirens of, you
Mhm.
know, Greece. Like they've heard the tales, they've heard the fables, but like has anyone actually seen the clitoris? I don't know.
I've never seen one.
I have
Never
never
noticed.
seen a clitoris. I mean I don't plan to see a clitoris anytime soon cuz I am gay, but at least, you know, I could probably pinpoint on a map of the female anatomy
Oh no, yeah, I've learned
where
a
the
lot.
clitoris is located.
Mhm.
But when you're actually in there, that's a different story.
Yeah, when you're in
So,
the trenches, yeah.
yeah, when you're in the mines of when you're in the mines, you know, the elusive clitoris is all but a mystery.
Um,
So,
omnipresent.
yeah, straight men, I wish you the best of luck, but not
Best
really though.
of.
Anyway,
All right,
what's your final battle?
my final battle is gonna be. This might be a personal bone I have to pick, but like mine would be tops versus lube
Ah!
because
a
some of these girlies swear that they can take like a pea-sized drop of lube on their pinky.
a a dollop. Not even actually
Dollop.
not even a dollop.
Less than a
Like
dollop.
it's like the size of a penny.
Like you know how like when you like sometimes when you like you're using your toothpaste and stuff like gets on the lid.
Oh yeah, yeah,
They
yeah,
take
yeah, yeah.
that and they're like,
That's
that's
how much
enough.
they think is enough.
Bam.
And then it's just straight in there.
And I'm like, wow,
Uh-uh.
cheating.
No Mary.
No man. No man.
No. No way.
I mean, even if I'm gonna
Yeah.
be like getting down and dirty and with the
That's a
guy, I'm not like
hard no for me.
a hard nar, a hard nar.
Yeah. I like that's the thing. I fucking I have always like I'm not going to get into like too many details about my private life, but I will say you if you think you are using too much lube, you're not. I
No.
promise you, you can use more. Whoever is bottoming will thank you. They will be very happy that you have done so. But just don't use like just if you're using a silicone based lube,
Hmm.
be careful because that shit can get slippery. If you get it on the floor, that shit can
Mm.
that'll
You bust your ass.
turn your bedroom into a slip and slide.
Which
Um,
it'd be fun.
hey, a
Well, because your
lube
body
and slide.
doesn't absorb the silicone, right?
The what?
Your body doesn't absorb silicone.
No, that's why water. I actually prefer water based. Um, but anyway, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
on
you.
this wonderful day discussing these historic moments.
Hmm.
Um, Special shout out to the clitoris. Thank you
Yep.
for
Leave it
eluding
on Twitter.
straight men for decades to come and so many
Yeah,
more.
for decades to come, because you know they're not gonna find that shit anytime soon.
Because you know they ain't gonna. Um, anyway, you can subscribe to rate and review the latest and Gayest on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Radio Public. Subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can find all past and present episodes of the latest and the gayest available for free the day that they come out. And the video episode of this week's brand new episode up every Wednesday. Follow us on our socials on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at TLATG Pod to stay up to date on all things the latest and the gayest. And find our link tree, which can be found in the bio of all of our socials, to not only find where you can listen to the show, but you can also find some charitable organizations that we are promoting at the moment and all the small queer owned businesses that we mentioned about a week or two ago to support this Pride Month instead of rainbow capitalism. And with that, we thank you, we salute you, and we salute the clitoris.
Yes, for giving us life.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride Month.